So, another one of Mama's short suck it to you phrases. Okay. I mean, these things, they're like the Kadampa sayings. They're so short and sweet. But when you look at all the practice you have to do to make them, there's a lot included here. So this one says, live in harmony with one another and be an example of peace, love, compassion, and wisdom. Okay, so living in harmony, we hear about a lot in the Vinaya, about how important that is to live in harmony with other monastics, and how how the Buddha says that the existence of the Dharma depends on the Sangha being harmonious, because if the Sangha is fractured, then nobody can practice properly. Everybody is too busy quarreling. Nobody practices properly. Then, what happens to the lay community when the Sangha doesn't practice properly? So, of course, what Lama's saying here isn't directed only towards the Sangha. He's talking to everybody at the Dharma centers too, and people in general in society and families in your workplace, wherever you are. And harmony is something difficult because, as we all know, as the saying goes, I want what I want when I want it. And that's kind of the motto or the brand of our self-centered thought. I want what I want when I want it, and I don't want what I don't want when I don't want it. And so that attitude, which is so deeply ingrained in our minds, that's what throws all the wrenches in everything we do, because situations are kind of going along and things are fine. And then there's one little detail or something isn't exactly the way we want it. And our mind explodes. Somebody puts that spatula in the wrong place and the world is coming to an end. And we just get exasperated and frustrated and, angry. And then we exercise our finger. We exercise our thumbs this way. We exercise our fingers this way. So this finger exercise it's your fault. It's your fault. You are, and you need to change. And so we start pointing fingers at the entire planet when actually the only thing that we can ever control and modify is this one. So we want the world to change, but we aren't willing to change. When you think of it that way, like, I expect everything else to change to be what I want, but I'm not willing to change anything. My ideas are my ideas, and that's it. And so that is what creates so much disharmony. So that's the disharmony with others. Then there's also the disharmony we have inside ourselves, which the Dharma doesn't always talk about so directly. But I think the two are linked, because the disharmony inside of ourselves is, when we do point this way, we're not doing it in the correct way. It's, you're such a problem, you do everything wrong, you're so confused, you're worthless. If everybody really knew how you are, nobody would really speak to you. All that kind of pointing the finger here, which again is totally unrealistic, creates disharmony in our own mind. Of course, when we have disharmony in our own mind, then, we're frustrated, we're unhappy. How do we speak to others when we're unhappy? And so the whole thing just goes on and on. So the thing is, really to to hold harmony is a priority, you know, with others and also within ourselves. Yeah? So when we see that we're creating disharmony by having a very strong self-centered thought that's insisting on our way or else, yeah, then to, ask ourselves, is this really necessary? Yeah. What did they say? You win the battle, but you lose the war. Yeah. And I just remember, one of our friends being here and telling us that she and her husband were in therapy together and counseling together because they weren't getting along. And he was just always insisting on winning everything and getting his way. And the therapist finally looked at him and said, you can either insist on getting your way or you could love her. And you have to decide which one you want to do. Yeah? Because if you really care about other people, then we can't always insist on getting our way. So, and then, of course, as His Holiness says, if you want to be selfish, be wisely selfish and take care of others, because then we live with other people who are happy and satisfied, which makes our life nicer. Yeah? So to really remember that when our mind gets stuck in the spatula story. Yeah. And that, that spatula is like so important. And then the other thing is, when we're pointing the finger inside in a really self-critical, unrealistic way, to identify that and to realize that that's not true. It's very helpful, I find, write down those self-critical thoughts and then just look at them. And they always have extreme statements. I am worthless. That's pretty extreme, isn't it? In other words, I can't do anything right. I'm not valued. I can't contribute to anything. Is that true? Is that true? That we're 100% worthless? Come on. That's not true at all. I can't do anything right. Really? Nothing? Totally nothing? Yeah, when you look at these extreme statements in our mind, they're all just garbage. And so, to be able to look at them very squarely and just say, is that true? And if it's not true, then you throw it out. What did they say? Like a hot potato. Yeah. You throw it out. Yeah. And so in that way, let your mind be harmonious. Try and look at, in the same way, to be harmonious with other people, to look at the things that we appreciate about them and all that they do that influences us in a positive way. That really changes our feeling and helps us be harmonious with the people we live with. Yeah, being harmonious with ourselves. Look at our good qualities. Rejoice in our own virtue. Yeah, give ourselves a break, for goodness sakes. Yeah, and in that way, create a sense of harmony and peace inside of ourselves. Okay, so we got to work both ways, But really, as Lama said, live in harmony with one another. Yeah. And so, really to change our mind to do this involves meditating on all the Lamrim topics and on doing purification and creation of merit. And if you find that you're really stuck in negativity, and disharmony internally and externally, it's very helpful to do strong purification. That's when, really looking at the Nundra practices is so helpful, because to purify, it means to reveal, to split open. It's like, okay, I'm totally disharmonious inside myself and with other people. And instead of all this chaotic rationalization and denial, I'm splitting it open. Yeah, I'm exposing it, I'm revealing it. And I'm looking at it and saying, yeah, I want to be different. And then, you do your purification. And that really helps you because you're doing the purification with a very strong motivation to really change your mind.